Hello everyone, my name is Eric and welcome to Tapped and Attacking. Today we are testing out a new Selesnya deck I built known as Scute. Let's go ahead and go over it. So, what the plan is here, as obvious by the name, we are going to go ahead and play Scute and make as many copies as physically possible and try to break Magic the Gathering Arena. I've done a few test games and know it is possible, it's just a matter of getting it done. So, what we have here is to get as much lands as fast as we can. We have things like Azusa and Dryad to increase the amount of lands we can play per turn. We have things like Maruzma Root Grazer to get our lands and bounce them, as well as Tazim Raptor who does the same thing, or it can bounce himself if we have a Shy out. We can also turn all of our lands into creatures with that, which will give us even more landfall triggers. Then we have Ancient Greed Warden being able to double, triple, or quadruple our landfall triggers based on however many we have. And we have a little bit of control and life gain with things like Glass Casket and the Great Henge. So let's go ahead and run it and see what happens. Alright, we have found a game. We're going to go ahead and try and do best of 3 this video, or at least 3 games, and see what happens. Alright, this starting it definitely not. There's way too high mana cost for turn 1. I think our mulligan. That's better. We can go ahead and get rid of the Great Henge now since we don't have any creatures to play. We can just ramp with Cultivate for now until we start top decking cards. We have a few draws before we need to actually play anything. Alright, looks like he's playing Orzhov. 3 Cultivates. That's quite a bit of ramp, actually. This will get us our Scuttlebug online pretty fast, as long as we can actually get a Scuttlebug. Alright, he's taking the gamble, he's just going for the swing. Alright, let's go ahead and start playing Cultivates. We'll grab Plains and a Forest and play the Plains first. Which is not 4 out of 6 lands. Did get Scuttlebug online. Alright, there's one of our landfall boys, which is good. So let's go ahead and play Forest. Play another Cultivate. Select a Forest and Plains. We'll zap out the Forest this time. And we can get that Ancient Greed Warden online fairly quickly now. Probably going to pump up his Anointed. Interesting. Oh, we're going to be rocking. This is going to be an interesting time. We don't have any lands in our graveyards, unfortunately. We can get 1 Scuttlebug online right now. That would be nuts. Okay, he's taking the flip. He's taking the chance. And he got it. Good on it. Now, okay, it's not even sweating. Good stuff. So we'll play another land and play another Ancient Greed. Unless this guy has like some kind of murder spell or anything like that, he's probably not too happy with that, I would say. I gotta start getting more life back, which I desperately need. So I'll probably end up playing these to bounce my Blossoming Sand. That gives lifelink and trample, but none of them are really big enough for that to be too much of a worry. I'm playing another land. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and play this, bounce our Blossoming Sands, and gain 3 life out of it. And that's all we'll do for now. I won't get that Cultivate for when we do get a Scuttlebug, because that will make just a few of them. It'd also be good if we hit the Great Henge right now for that extra life gain card draw, so we can find it faster. Or if we find our AU show, we can start bouncing Game Raptor via landfall triggers as well. Alright, he's going to start trying to pay me with Indulgent Partition. Alright. Knowing my luck, I'm going to top take like a 3rd Ancient Greed Warden, but still have no landfall. He's going to kill my bird. That's fine. Just going to try to take the gamble. Gamble failed. There it is. Alrighty, so it's time to start hitting like a truck. We will play a land return. 3 of them. Then we will play a cultivate, hitting a forest and a plains, zapping one of them on board, and making it. Okay, we're currently sitting at 15 of them. We'll then bounce one of our lands, preferably this one, back to our hand so we can get more life gain back. And that thing has flying. We want to keep at least one of these up, at least. So I'd say swing with one of them and see if we can get some of these creatures off the board. Nope, he'll stick it. We already have 16 Scuttlebugs, so I'm not too stressed about, blocking with them. Okay, destroyed one of them, but there's still 15 more. That's fine. Is gonna ping me. I'm surprised he didn't destroy my untapped Grave Warden, actually, or Ancient Warden. Alright, so we're gonna play the Blossom Stance. There goes 40 hit things on the stack. And this is how we start breaking the game. Have 15 of them. What I'm thinking we do is we swing with all except for my thing there, my thing here. I still have 45 extra to block with, as well as 2 flying things in case he gets an extra flyer with haste somehow. Kill as many of them as you want at this point. Alright, he's quad blocking now, still deal 12 plus. Currently at 18 life. He's taking the gamble. He won the gamble. But it's fine because unless he's able to deal all of my health bar this turn, he is most likely dead because being able to block 57 creatures is a bit rough. I'll just block with one of these. It can gain lifelink this turn, which most likely will. Yep. I could have technically blocked with 2 and most likely will, but he was going to turn into indestructible anyway, so we take that anyway. I can scry through the Temple of Money. He has 2 blockers. And a little bit of damage. Oh, we can throw in a Lotus Cover. Why not? Get 3 extra mana. I don't see why that would be a problem. We slap a total of 174 more things in the stack. Now, ironically, this isn't the most game-breaking it can get. Because I tested this deck a little bit in the bot match just to see how much it can do. And it could actually break Magic the Gathering Arena. And hopefully I'll be able to display why, but I'll go ahead and explain it. So, once this stack gets a little too big, like we're talking a few hundred triggers, it starts warning you that if you continue with this action, the game's going to end in a draw. The problem is with that is the game doesn't actually ever end in a draw. It will just keep going. I've tried that in both public games as well as bot games. And it doesn't seem to let the game draw. I'm not sure if that's because the mechanic is broken, or if it's because of some other kind of thing. But the game will refuse to end. At least from what I've experienced. Most of the time, it ends with someone conceding. Which, at this point, I'm surprised this guy hasn't done. Unless he has some miraculous play. Slap him to negative 31. And that is game 1. We're going to go ahead and go to the next. I'll meet you guys there. Alright, welcome to round 2 of the Selesnya deck. We're going to go ahead and see how this goes. Alright, we have the Glass Casket and the Lotus Cobra early on, as well as a Scute Swarm. This is a really good hand, especially if he can ramp up. So I'm going to say we keep it. That'll be definitely good for the early game. He is running Warren. And he's running only creatures, it looks like. So we're going to play a Force first. Whenever this creature mutates, creature's opponent control gets -2. A creature. Which is still a little annoying, but I think it's best to save the Glass Casket for now. Maybe it's not, actually. I have several in the deck. I don't want the thing to mutate and kill my Lotus Cobra, so we're going to go ahead and Glass Casket right now and get rid of it. Alright, it's currently a 4/5, that's just for lands. I'm debating adding that into the deck, but I don't know if I actually need it. I can play that, but it's not going to actually exile because it's a 4 mana cost. So instead, we're going to go ahead and play the Lotus Cobra, and then play a land. I can technically cast Glass Casket, but I don't think it'll actually do anything. It has the mutate cost of the one on top, I believe. I'm still a little iffy on mutation. Like, it's still a weird thing to me. So next turn we play a Scute Swarm because we need lanes, and then we can play the Glass Casket and get rid of that. I don't want him drawing and discarding cards, preferably. Even with that, I'm pretty sure it's still a low cost. Oh, perfect. He's actually putting it on the Glass Casket. Oh, he put it on. Never mind. We will not block any of this for stuff. It also doesn't have trample, so what we're going to do then is we are going to Scute Swarm. We're also going to play the Ball Sense and get an extra life here, I think. No, we can't because we need to play the Glass Casket. Get an extra life. Get a green. Play Glass Casket. And hit. I do have a blocker, and I could start getting a little bit of damage in. As long as it doesn't manage to board whip. He is playing Salt Ice, so there is definitely a chance of it. Especially as the mutate that makes it get -2. That would be a bit unfortunate. Lose X life and gains X life. I believe it's 4 times now? Or it's 3 times. Let's get to search for another land. Still doesn't have trample. It does have flash and death touch. I'll just block my insect and then play another land. Okay, he's mutating again. This is 4 times. If he mutates one more time, I am unfortunately dead, but he has no cards in the hand currently. We do have to block. Then we are able to play the Blossoming Sands on top. Scuttlebug. Not the token, unfortunately, just a regular insect. Or Scute Swarm, rather, not Scuttlebug. I don't know why I can think Scuttlebug. But either way, we're going to go ahead and play Plants. Or get it for a white, rather. And then that's about all we can do. I probably could have played that better by doing Ancient Greed Warden and getting the extra... I could have played the Force, got an extra mana, played Ancient Greed Warden, and then start getting more tokens. Sharp Creature, I'm assuming he's going to be destroying my Scute Swarm, unfortunately. Yeah. And that's game 2. That's only game 2, though. We're going to see if we can at least win the best of 3. We will find you in the next game. Alright, welcome to our final round. We're going to see if we can really break it this time. Because we had somewhat game breaking in round 1, however, I want to break it more than that if possible. This ramps to Ancient Greed Warden really fast, so it might be a good idea to get this. We'll keep it. We'll start with the Temple and plan out our next turns from there. Oh yes, this is perfect. Land on top. No, there's another Scute Swarm. We'll keep that, definitely. He's playing green at least. Playing Sonic, alright. second lowest go, we're going to get one. And from there, we can work on getting Scute Swarm, and then Green Warden. I should really be running Molten Wilds in here as well, so I can get the double landfall triggers. So I'll most likely change that with the deck and run a second test, like more updated version. We're also going to put the Cultivate instead here, most likely. We'll have to skip on playing Lost Sands, but I think it's worth it. No, we're going to Cultivate from 2 forms over now, so we will put Lost Sands on. Gain a life and then getting 2 mana. He's playing Teamer. He might be playing the 4-color Omnath, possibly. Which I haven't actually seen a deck play, so I'm very interested to see that. Alright, that's fine. Gave me a small heart attack, but we keep going. We'll start swinging from the lowest covers for now. Alright, he's returning Fatal Passage, which I could also be running in this deck, but I don't unfortunately have that many copies of Fatal Passage. Alright, there's a Fatal Passage. Second Fatal Passage. Is there any 4-color on that then? Seems he's only running Teamer now. Yeah, it's just looking like Teamer. Could be like a... It wouldn't be Teamer Reclamation, because that rotates. But it's some kind of Teamer ramp at least. Alright, so play the Scute Swarm first. Play a land. Get the re-green out of it. And we'll cultivate with that. Grabbing a Forest of Plains. We'll zap the Forest out. Which we'll get 2 more green out of. And then on our next land, we get Ancient Green Warden out. This will most likely kill all my lowest covers, but I think that's fine for getting rid of the Azusa. Or not, that's fine. I'm fine either way. If I can grab my Azusa here, that would be amazing. Okay, that's their Lotus Cobra. I'm loving this new set so much. I'm very happy with it, even if it's, you know, there are several very broken things with it, but that's what I love about Magic. And that's what we'll see a lot in this channel going forward, is I'm very much a person who likes to break and bend things to see just how far I can make things go. Alright, we got our first Skeleton. Get 2 additional mana, blue plains. So unless you're able to kill both of them at once, which there are definitely ways. Alright, we're getting the mill on now. But really, if I can hit an Azusa or a Losing Grove right now. Almost. Probably gonna play the Arrow here and get another landfall trigger. I assume. If he has enough cards in his graveyard, yes he does. Alright, we hit 2 lands, which is just fine by me, because I can just play this back. So if I were to hit an Azusa right now, that would be perfect. I'm going 4 cards, so that's fine. He's basically getting mana at this point. Land. One of my Grave Wardens or Green Wardens, but I already have 1 out, so that's not too bad. Gonna grab another land. Does it give him enough to cast a slot spell? Yes, it does. Another Carriage Village. He is milling me out a little bit, but it shouldn't be anywhere near enough. There's one of my Azuzas, unfortunately. Hopefully I can hit a Losing Grove with that Azusa. That also works. We can go ahead and get that out. those covers don't matter too much here, because unfortunately I just have lands. But I will play the Blossom Monsters out, so... And we're starting to get even more stacks of those good old Scute Swarms. Currently sitting on 17 of them. I think next turn is when we start swinging. I doubt he mills me out this turn. So, quite a few cards. Yes, I'm aware, game. Fire update is available soon. We'll still in the match in 10 minutes. Okay, that's fine. 10 minutes is more than enough time to make this break. He gets additional mana. He's swinging for 6. Gain 3 life. Draw a card. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna start swinging for 6. If I hit the Azusa, I just break it. Or he can see. It's perfect. Even better. Most likely I would have won that anyway with the amount of Scuttlebugs or... not Scuttlebugs, Scoop Swarms I would have had. I don't know why I can mix up those names. But either way, before we go ahead and hop off and update this like it's been bugging us to do, I have enough gold for a pack as well as one pack for another. Ooh, Murderous Riot. That's a good pull. But regardless, I have enough for one pack as well as being able to get the one pack I already got. So we have 2 packs open, I believe. Let's go ahead and see what there is. We got an uncommon wild card, which is always nice. 2 uncommon wild cards. And the Selesnya Flipland. That's actually very convenient for what I'm building. And then lastly, we have an uncommon wild card, some decent cards, and then another Lockmaw, which I kind of want to build a commander deck or a brawl deck out of, so we might be seeing that in the near future. With that being said, I would like to thank everybody for watching. I will go ahead and be updating this deck, definitely fixing some things, getting some failed passages and some evolving wilds, some extra lands, stuff like that. And we'll see how it goes next time, but with that being said again, thank you for watching.